Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. Well, if you want to hear about value stocks, you've come to the right place, because that's what we're going to talk about now with Tracy Reineck, our value stock strategist at Zacks.com, who has a couple of interesting selections for your consideration. One, Stage Stores, SSI, the ticker symbol, I've never heard of before.
Yeah, that's because they're in small cities, small and medium-sized cities. So, and they have about 5 or 6 different brands. So you might not have heard Stage, although that is one of the brands, but they have a whole bunch of other brands that are across the country. They're in 39 states. They do kind of moderately priced retail, which is like clothing, fragrances, beauty, home goods, things like that.
It's a luxury retailer. And the fact that it's a luxury retailer and they're in small states kind of doesn't equate.
Well, they're not
to
a
me.
luxury. They're the moderate guys. But
Oh,
the
they are?
luxury.
Oh, I thought they were a luxury
Yeah,
retailer.
no. But the
Okay.
luxury has been doing really well. So it's interesting to see what's happening with these more moderate
Yeah.
as the economy is kind of improving, but not so much on the lower end. But they're having really good numbers.
All right, well, that kind of makes sense then.
Yeah, they just reported fourth quarter and saw same-store sales up a little over 5%. Year over year, their earnings grew 32%, which is really impressive given everything that's going on, kind of at that mid-tier. They just launched a website finally. They're in e-commerce, and so they saw a little bit of input from that in the fourth quarter, but they didn't break out the numbers. So we'll see going forward if they get some traction from the website.
Yep.
They gave decent guidance going forward for 2011, and they see kind of they're conservative on the sales, 1 to 3% growth, but that's kind of what they were last year, and they tended to beat that. So you can see the estimates rising here on this kind of little bit improved guidance, and their outlook is pretty good. Shares are interesting because they're at 3-year highs now. It's kind of a crazy chart, as we've seen with a lot of these retailers, and it's not as cheap as it used to be even a week ago because the shares keep kind of surging. So it's trading around 16.5 times now, which is a little bit more expensive for a value stock, but they have some other value components like a price to sales that's under 1 and some other good things going on. So overall, they're not a real expensive stock, but they're not like dirt cheap either.
They've been repurchasing shares too, right?
Yes, they just announced a huge repurchase plan that's about $200 million, which is like a third of their shares. So that should also really benefit shareholders.
Okay. BlackRock, BLK, the ticker, another one that you've written about recently. Now, this is more recognizable.
Yes, they're the huge asset management guys. They have like 3.6 trillion under management.
Yeah.
In 2009, they were in the news because they bought up Barclays, which does a lot of the iShares and the ETFs.
Right.
But they also do mutual funds. They have like the higher net worth investors plus, kind of mainstream people. So, theirs is all about investment in the assets going in, and as equities rise, their assets under management rise. Their estimates are also going up because they just reported a real solid quarter based on their assets rising and more money flowing in. The chart looks a little bit crazier. They had a big boom off the lows, and then they pulled back, maybe off the Barclays announcement, and they're taking some hit on that, trying to get the synergies with that. But that's kind of behind them now, and now the stock is rising again. They're trading around 15 times, so again, they're a little expensive, but not awful.
All right, yeah, when they talk, people listen. Own either one?
Nope.
All right, check out more stock pick ideas on our webpage, Zacks.com, upper right-hand corner, 4 new ones daily. With Tracy, I'm Terry Ruffalo.